AITA for calling therapy a waste of time and saying we should stop going because it's not going to help us. Me 16, my twin brother 60, and my mom and my mom's husband are in family therapy together. The therapist isn't bad. I talked to her alone twice before we did sessions with all of us in one room, but the reason we're in therapy and the way my mom especially is behaving, I just know it's a waste of time. My mom and her husband want me and my brother to change our last name to her husband's name and her name now. They're also hoping we'll let him adopt us, but the core focus is our name. They asked us 3 years ago when they first got married, and they tried to use guilt and bribery to make it happen. Guilt was mom saying we weren't really happy for her, and if we would accept having the same family name and let her move on from dad after being his widow for 7 years. Bribery was that her husband would pay for college, weddings, and a down payment on a house when we're 25, on top of getting a new car each instead of old cars. Now the focus is on the fact my mom and him have a kid together and mom is pregnant again. She said we should want the same name as our half-siblings, and we should want to be more easily identified as a family, and we should want to confuse our younger siblings way less. This has been the thing they have focused on in therapy, and they refuse to answer questions the therapist asks them. They talk over her. My brother and I were asked to leave the room 7 times in 5 months of appointments because the therapist needed to speak to the adults alone. The second last time we went, she started saying therapy with her should end because they won't listen to her and do not want her to lead the sessions, but my mom and her husband were quick to backtrack and apologize. But they brought the same stuff up last time. And last time is when I said therapy is a waste of time and we should stop going because it's not going to help us. I told the therapist I will not change my mind. I do not want to change my name. I do not want the family name. I do not consider my mom's husband my father or even an important person in my life. I said I think my mom has changed a lot since she got married, and I don't feel like she's as good of a mom as she used to be. I said I will never accept having another man's name and that he's no different than any other random dude off the street. I said having younger half-siblings changes nothing for me because we will never have the same dad and we will always be a part of different families. I told them I would not work on making that a goal or try to compromise, so no adding his name to mine, etc. And I said the adults won't stop repeating themselves and talking over her therapist, so I'm tired of us all wasting our time. My mom was so mad at me after therapy because her husband looked offended that I had said all that about him. But she was also mad that I thought I could end therapy when I'm just a kid. AITA?